What's going on, guys? MitchCactus here, back with another Forza 2004 video. Today's video is going to be talking about how to snipe the auction house extremely easily. Essentially get a lot of expensive cars for significantly cheaper than what they would normally go for in the auction house or normally sell for in the dealership. I'll be showing you the best methods that I know and the best methods that have been used by a large amount of people in the community to warrant extremely large amounts of income. And to be honest, sniping expensive cars is probably one of the fastest money methods in the game. It's just that this money method isn't something that can be taught with a few steps. Well, it can be, but it can't guarantee results. So I can't just tell someone to go snipe the auction house and guarantee that you'll make 100 million an hour, because some hours you might make that much, some hours you might make significantly less, if not none. So the way this works is that you'll actually be able to snipe cars that have a max buyout price of 20 million and can actually sell for in the multiple millions, and you buy them out or snipe them for around 60,000 credits. I'm going to be displaying the steps required to be able to do this quite effectively, and hopefully you guys will be able to replicate the steps that I'll be showing in order to warrant your own decent profits. Before I get started onto the video, you probably noticed that at the start of the video there was a U4N banner and saying if you want cheap Forza 2004 credits, go to this website. To give you an introduction to that website, for each $1 you spend using code MITCH, that gives you 5% off, you can get 11 million credits, guys. It's a very legitimate site, it's safe, and you basically buy money off of it. So if I want to spend $5 using code MITCH for 5% off, I'll actually get a total of 55 million credits. And if you want to know how the site works, the legitimacy of it and all of that, make sure to go check out the video I made on the site, which is called U4N site video and will be in the description. It's not called U4N site video, but in the description there'll be a tag or title saying U4N site video and there'll be a link to it. If you're interested, that's how you do that. Hey guys, just before I get started on this video, I'm just going to let you know that my mate and I both have two separate Discords, and in both of these Discords we do a lot of community giveaways, community events, and I'd strongly recommend that you join. There will be a link to both of these Discords in the description tab, as that's where you can be notified for future videos if the YouTube sub box doesn't work, and that's where I do exclusive giveaways and also important announcements. And you can also talk to me or if you have any offers for me or something along those lines. Feel free to add me on Xbox or join my club MCYT, as that's where I also do some community convoy events and all of that. We get onto the main portion of the video. So in order to do this auction house sniping, you actually might want to have a decent amount of credits before you actually start. So right now I have around 75 million credits on this account, another account exclusive for giveaways, and if you guys do want to see, I'm going to be doing a 250 million credit giveaway. 250 million credits, guys, along 5 winners in the next few days. So if you want to stay tuned for that, the video's going to be up in a few days, so make sure to subscribe and notifications on. But guys, my credits are supplied by U4N.com. Since you won't have any, assuming you don't have many credits, you want to have a few million or a few 100,000 before you start sniping the auction house, just so you can actually buy some of the cars, because some of them might be reasonably expensive. They'll just be a lot cheaper in relation to what they normally sell for. So I'm going to go over to the vehicle warehouse, or the festival, sorry, and I'll show you guys what to do next. So once you're here, you just want to go over to the auction house, and this is where you're going to really want to determine what cars you're looking to snipe. So if I'm looking to snipe a more simple car that's worth quite a decent amount with the resale value, and simply go to make and let's go look for some Bugatti Veyrons. So Bugatti Veyrons, assuming you can generally buy them for around $1 million if you know how to snipe them correctly, and by doing this you can actually resell them for around 2.4 million and make a pretty large profit margin per hour. What I mean by a large profit margin is you can make anywhere from, if you buy and sell 10, you can make $10 million credits an hour, and this is a very simple method. As you can see, this one has a buyout of 11 million, and that's not one you're going to be looking for. It's more the ones with buyouts of less than 2 million that are really going to be interesting. So obviously a lot of them are bought out quite instantaneously by people who are trying to do these methods. You could also just bid on them, because some of these have relatively low bids, and try to buy them legitimately. But if you want to snipe them, a method I recommend doing is when you're in the search area, clicking X to go advanced search, and from here you can go a maximum buyout and go maximum around 1.1 million. Therefore it's hard for the Bugatti Veyrons. The only Bugatti Veyrons that are cheap will have that buyout or below will come up. So now I'm going to click search and see what results I have. Yep, there are none right now, but of course you can go and do this with a variation of expensive cars. Another one I recommend doing is a Ferrari Enzo. This is a very simple car to snipe, and of course they have a decent resale value and are worth quite a lot. Once it's loaded here, you'll be able to see that a lot of them will have a pretty high buyout, but the bids are priced are what are interesting. So some of them have bid prices around 2 million, 2.9 million, and others have bids of around 1.1 million. You might even want to bid out those ones to 1.1 million, or you could try and buy out the ones that are around 3 million for cheaper. Another good sniping method that I recommend if you're looking for rare cars is having a cycle. So a cycle is then you've got a lot of cars you're looking to snipe, all of them, for example, pre-order editions. For example, Aston Martin pre-order edition wasn't there. So now you're going to go into the next pre-order edition car that you know of, which might be a Chevrolet. And when you go to Chevrolet, you'll notice that just find your way to the actual pre-order edition car. I actually missed it, I believe. Yeah, here it is, Camaro pre-audition. And there's probably going to be nothing here because they are very rare, so you're not going to find them often. We basically just do this loop and repeat it quite consistently. And of course, next car would be the Ford position car that you're going to want to snipe here. You're just going to look for it in this area, and then once you found it, you'd actually get pretty quick at this eventually, and you just keep on doing this. Another car, the last one to go for, it's going to be the Porsche pre-audition, which is the best one in the game. So you want to do is just go in and head and look for this pre-audition car. Pretty simple, this sniping process, and yeah, that's it, guys. So now I'm going to show you another method which is good for sniping rare cars with expensive buyouts. So when I'm talking about these cars, I mean the cars I'm going to be talking about are ones that have like a 20 million buyout. So if I go minimum buyout and I go maximum buyout, I'll show you exactly what I'm referring to. So these cars are all extremely rare, and people with high legendary painting levels are reselling them. So as you can see, these cars are kind of the cars that actually are only prize cars basically. As you can see, there's quite a few of them. The Lamborghini Urus is a rare car. The M6 Coupe 4 edition is just something isn't that rare, but basically what I recommend doing is a good sniping method is going in design and actually making sure there's no design on it. We're going prize cars in the source. Country is always US because they always have expensive cars in this game and are only prize cars. And when it comes to drivetrain, I like to do rear wheel drive. Now this will normally be flooded with mostless, but sometimes you can scroll down to the very bottom where there's hardly any, and once you're here you can actually try and find some expensive cars like Ford Crown Victorias and snipe them. But if you look at Ford Crown Victoria, so if I go ahead and go into I actually have one, you actually might want to look at the year this car was made, and then you can simply put that into the advanced search just so it's a bit easier to find cars around that kind of age. So if I go to my Ford Crown Victoria, which should be around here somewhere, it's kind of hard to find. Yeah, 2010. If I want to do the muscles made, I believe 2011, so it would actually cancel out all the muscles that are coming out. So prize cars, country is going to be United States, and of course the year I'll simply do 2010s, and this will get ones below that, so all the mosses will be cancelled out. And of course the drivetrain, wheel drive. So now there should be a significant amount of less cars, and in fact the Mosley is also made in 2010, so that might not work, but as long as you basically, what I'm trying to say here is you fiddle with the year amounts a little bit. So you want to find 2000s instead of 2010s, just to try and cancel out some of those cars that are really spamming it. So now if we go 2000s, this is where you could have repeat this over and over again. The reason why it says no cars is because all of them are already bought out. The reason behind it is because we actually found a spot that will have quite rare cars. So if you can just keep repeating this over and over again, you'll eventually get some pretty good luck with what you can find. Another car that I recommend sniping, which is pretty good, are Forza edition cars. All cars like Ferrari 811 Superfast, cars that aren't actually on the marketplace and sell for quite a lot, but not everyone knows about their value, so they'll go and sell them for cheap. So 812, if you find one, you'll be really lucky. Another one that's quite good is the Audi TT-RS, and it's in the auction house. You can just go and search for those. I do have one, but they're still quite expensive nonetheless. So guys, that's going to be about it for this video. I hope you did enjoy these sniping methods. These are basically the best way to snipe, and of course there's not really going to be an instantaneous way to be able to snipe these cars. It's basically just going to be something that can take time, and it's something that a lot of you should know about, and it'd be important to know, because some people might be spending hours just trying to snipe one car, but when you actually get that car, it's really worth it, because some of them can sell for over 20 million. And although you can notice that the auction house only has a max price of 20 million, some cars are selling community groups significantly more. So how that works is people will buy a few cars off of you, and the amount will make up to around 80 million, and they might buy it then. I've seen Porsche 911 GT3 pre-auditions go for around 60 million before, and I'm sure if you can snipe something, you'll be able to do the same. So that's going to be about it for this video, guys. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, make sure to subscribe and notification on and like the video, and make sure to stay tuned for the next giveaway video I'm going to be doing, which will be for 250 million credits. So guys, I hope you did enjoy this video. Make sure to share it with your friends. Also join my Discord, use my code MitchCactusYT, and that's going to be it, guys. Thank you so much for watching.